Hello everyone, this is Alicia Walton. Welcome to Assignment 4. So for this video, I'm going to be going over the assignment and then I'm going to be wrapping up with an FAQ. The FAQ covers the frequently asked questions that I receive once this assignment is assigned. And I'm just going to go over those at a high level. So first off, the proposal should not be longer than 2 pages. If it's longer than that, please stop. Please take note of the due date. Notice that it's due on a Monday. And now let's dig into the assignment description itself. So for this assignment, you're obviously going to be writing a proposal. It's going to be in the form of a memo, and I am your audience. This memo proposal is regarding the feasibility of a fictional report that you would be writing in the future. There isn't time for this semester, so it's a fictional future report. Sounds strange right now, but you'll get the hang of it. Even so, the proposal is going to be based on your research as needed. There's a couple ways that this could not require research. So for example, if you happen to know what you needed to know in advance already or have done the research before, you might not need to do it now. But there's a good chance you're going to have to do a little bit of research with this. You should choose from one of the following options. I'm open to alternative options if you can come up with something interesting, but I would really prefer that you stick to one of these 4. So for option 1, you're going to write a proposal that talks about writing a report for recommending a product for a specific problem and audience. Products need not be the only focus of this project. For example, a student could compare and make recommendations about graduate schools. Now, you're going to see within each of these options, just to segue for a second, me talk about audiences again and again, because you should consider me, your instructor, your primary audience, but you will have secondary audiences within each of these options. Your secondary audience, if you chose to compare and make recommendations for graduate schools, would obviously be other students. So keep that in mind. You are going to have a secondary audience. And it's okay to consider that as you write or respond to each of these options. You can, for option 2, write a proposal that suggests studying a campus problem. Here at UC, we have an array of things that you could choose from. Not to say that we don't have a stunning and wonderful university. There are, I'm sure, many things that you could choose. One of those could be parking, for instance. I'm raising an eyebrow over here. You don't see it, but I am. Could be that we need more places to buy coffee. It's one that I've heard myself in my head as a complaint. That's just a few examples. The third option, you could write a proposal that suggests studying academic programs, majors, graduate schools, or professions. So how about a study on the feasibility of a distance version of an academic course or program featuring some new technology? In fact, you might be experiencing some of that right now. Could that be a permanent thing rather than just a pandemic experience for your program? How about an evaluation on a report on a major, or you could look into some sort of analytical report on a technical profession, such as forestry science, or fill in the blank. The fourth option has a lot to it that you could go into. So for the fourth option, you can write a proposal that suggests studying a problem or opportunity in the community or workplace. So this extends out a bit from the university. looking to get outside of UC walls, this is a good one for you. This idea might be for the feasibility of a science museum, an Earth Day activity, a city market in downtown. I know we have a number of options already there, but could there be a new city market section? Could there be more days or more hours for Findlay Market? Um, or some other civic service project. If you're a working student or if you have a co-op right now, you might want to focus on that as the source of finding some kind of opportunity or problem to study and work within this project. Examples could be lack of a daycare facility, recycling program, or challenges that you've experienced during the pandemic. Next, I want you to go through the listings below and make sure that you're going in the right direction with all this. So make sure that you have your topic chosen for your fake report that you're going to be writing about for the proposal. Make sure you've narrowed down your secondary audience in addition to me, and that you understand what I need as far as information is concerned, and possibly the secondary audience, but mostly what I need. Then I want you to make sure that you go through, and once you have all of these elements decided, start testing out your report slash project slash proposal ideas by asking yourself these questions. Is there hard, specific, factual data for this topic? Will there be at least one or two graphics needed for this proposal? Is there something realistic needed for this? Chances are that you're going to say yes to some of this. When you start writing the proposal, you're going to need to have specific contents in there. So here's a checklist of what I expect to see somewhere within the proposal. My advice to you is that you keep an eye on this checklist and that you look back at it while you continue to put your proposal together. Remember, you're not responsible for creating this report at any point whatsoever at the end of the semester. What you're responsible for is having just enough information to make this proposal. So first off, I need to know that you're addressing audience. I need to have an explanation of what type of report you intend to write. Is it a technical background report? I've talked about feasibility report. I really do prefer that this is a feasibility report, but if you want to go technical background, I'm okay with that. You're going to have to discuss information sources. You're going to have to list out the information sources. You're going to have to make sure that you know that adequate information for your topic is listed within this proposal. I don't expect an encyclopedic reference of everything. You know, there are 2 pages, so you can only fit so much in there. I get it, but make sure that you have the adequate amount of information in there so that I can understand it as an audience, whatever you're proposing to me. Include graphics as needed, and you're going to have an outline. I trust that you can read fairly well at this point in your career, and so I'll let you dive further into that and reach out if you have any more questions. Please read through this revision checklist and make sure that you look for the following problems and watch out for them. These are things that I've seen pop up and in my professional career and most certainly in these assignments, and I just want to help you catch them before you submit your assignment. So just look through here before you turn your assignment in. Make sure you're not making the same mistakes. So wrapping this up, I'd like to take a look at two documents here, or actually one document. I'm going to point out that there is an example of a proposal in our course module for our weekly work. So you please go and take a look at that. We're going to take a look at the FAQ. Here are a few questions I get along with some answers to clarify. First off, are you allowed to include a picture or a figure in your proposal? Absolutely. And if you take a picture or figure from another source, you have to cite it. You also need to include a caption. The next question I typically receive is, do I have to have an exact idea of schedule and budget for my proposal? No, you do not. Even in the real world, the schedule and budget are often based on estimates, especially in the proposal stage. So I'm not holding you to that. Do the best that you can with projecting a schedule and a budget, and provide details in those sections that show the reasoning you used to develop them. Just do your best. To what extent am I required to perform research? That's another question I see a lot. And the answer is that you should provide enough information to me in order to make sure that I have the best information possible while being able to understand what you're talking about. If you don't know the information yourself, you're going to have to look for it, and that may involve researching in scholarly articles, news clippings, or news stories. Obviously, you're not going to go for clippings. You're going to look online, research studies, etc. You may even find yourself having to do face-to-face phone conversations or emails to get some answers. And if you do that, that's actually addressing my next question. If you do have those conversations, interactions, how do you cite them? And I give an example of how I often cite such things. And last but not least, what kind of documentation style do you have to use? I don't really care. Choose one, use it. I'm not going to make you use MLA this time. Just choose one and stick with it. If you're comfortable with MLA or APA or Chicago, I'm fine with any one of them. But choose one and use it. But you have to choose one and use it. I need to see some kind of documentation. And that's it. So, as always, I'm here if you have any questions. Take care and happy writing.